welcome to Round Robin. I'm your host, Robin McCormick with the City of Hampton. And today we're going to invite you to tour some wonderful homes and buildings at Fort Monroe. My guests are from the Garden Club. Welcome.
Thank you.
Pam Henifin and Sidney Jordan. This is so cool. Like Garden Week is every year and it's always cool for starters.
That's
you
right.
get to go in wonderful houses and gardens and invade people's private lives in a way that is just fun. But this year you guys have a really special thing in store for us.
We do, actually, Fort Monroe, which is so exciting because it's not been open to the public but for a short period of time, and these homes have never been on Historic Garden Week before.
You know, that's a little bit surprising because you guys have hit up, I mean, it's a very old thing that you've been
Right.
doing Garden Week for how many years?
83 years.
So you select a group of homes in either Hampton or Newport News, but then every place in the city, in the state that has a garden club also opens homes. So how did you avoid Fort Monroe for all these 88 years?
Well, because the Army was there. And so once Fort Monroe became a historic monument in 2011, sort of opened the door for us to use them. And this has been 2 years in the making. We started working in May of that would have been 2014 to get this tour here. So it was
you worked very far. I mean, you have to work very far ahead, I would imagine.
And we were really excited because Fort Monroe, our houses, are featured on the cover of this guidebook that the Garden Club of Virginia puts out. They print 80,000 copies. We wanted to get on the cover because we thought that was phenomenal for Hampton as well as our clubs and Fort Monroe. And so we started working in May of 2014.
And that should be great because this cover is beautiful.
Yes.
And
really
hopefully it will draw people to the Garden Club tour, but hopefully it will also draw people throughout to come see Fort Monroe, to see the National Park, to tour all of it, to, you know, walk the boardwalk, enjoy the nature and everything else about it.
And we have that day 5 houses on tour, which is not unusual, but we also have the Chapel of the Centurion open.
Yes, the casemate, the Chamberlain will be open as well, and the lighthouse, which is unusual.
Yeah, we don't usually get very close to the lighthouse, so
Right.
and that's so iconic. You know, people love lighthouses.
Yeah.
It's such a tie back to history.
And one of our houses on tour is the Lighthouse Keeper's house. So you can go in the Lighthouse Keeper's house and then go toward the lighthouse. So,
well, let's talk a little bit about those houses because, you know, I think everybody in Hampton drives by or has been out there, but we don't know too much about them.
Yeah, 4 of the homes are on the old General's Row. So the commanding general's home will be on the tour. And in that home, there won't be a homeowner living there, but the artwork from the Charles H. Taylor will be put in there. And it's gorgeous. The architecture of those homes is splendid. Just the whole environment is spectacular. Then we have another home on Colonel's Row, which was the commanding colonel's home, and it's got wraparound porches. It's just beautiful. Our homeowners have done a beautiful job of keeping up with the old antiques that would have been placed in those homes in a lot of ways, as well as finding antiques from like the Chamberlain long ago and housing those in their homes as well. So
this is, I mean, I know it's a lot of work for you guys, but you guys are a little bit used to it, but for a private, well, they're not homeowners at Fort Monroe, they rent, but, you know, to let people in, do you guys help them with any of the decorating or styling of the homes at all?
Well, we do all the flower arrangements. So all the flower arrangements are done by our 2 clubs, the Huntington and the Hampton Roads Garden Clubs, which are members of the Garden Club of Virginia.
Wow.
And we are known for our flower arrangements, and those are gifts from the women in the club. So we go out, ideally you get flowers from your yard, but if you enhance that, there are many trips to florists, Norfolk Wholesale, and so the flower arrangements will be spectacular. But the home renters have done a really enthusiastic group of people and are very excited about having us there, and we're grateful for that.
Yeah, that should be just a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Well, this is a fundraiser. For you guys, right? So there's a cost involved. Tell me about how it costs and how the ticketing works.
Well, the tickets are $30 in advance, and you can find them across the peninsula at many locations, from Anderson's Garden Center to Hampton Stationery to Ken Matthews Garden Center in Yorktown. And those tickets, the day of the tour, will be on sale for $40.
So you really is an advantage to planning ahead and getting that ticket early.
Absolutely. We also have a wine and cheese event that evening from 5 to 7, which we call our Flowers After Hours. And that will be held in the Commanding General's home where the artwork is. So we'll have wine and art, and that ticket price is $10 in advance.
Now, see, that sounds like a lot of fun. I have to confess, I've never been on a Garden Week tour because it's always during the week and I'm always working.
Sure.
And I think to myself, oh, I can take a day or half a day off, and it never really happens. But it's nice to have something after hours so that, you know, people could stop by and still get a taste of the Garden Week experience.
And look out at the Chesapeake Bay. The views from the Commanding General's house are spectacular. You look out over the bandstand and then the water, and we hope the weather's great. And so yes, a lot of people haven't been able to get into that house, so that'll be worth just looking around. So it's a great place. There are a couple of other things happening that day too. It's during the day, so it might be hard for you to get there, Robin, but we are having lectures at the Chamberlain at 1 and 2. Lisa Mason-Ziegler, who is renowned for her cut flower garden, she has a place up in Newport News, will be doing a lecture. And then who will be doing the 2 o'clock?
The superintendent for the parks at Fort Monroe, and they will talk about Fort Monroe then and now. So that'll be a great lecture as well.
And that's free. And then there's one more thing going on, in case there wasn't enough.
Right.
We have a marketplace. The marketplace, there are vendors that are coming in, some coming in early for Bodacious Bazaar, but you'll be able to buy things, garden things.
Home decor, art, gardening.
Oh,
It'll be really
well,
fun.
now you got me. Shopping. I am
shopping.
even more interested.
So there'll be lots of things to do. And for folks that maybe husbands that might not want to see all the flowers in the houses, casemate will be open, or you can walk along the boardwalk. There'll be lots of fun things going on.
Now this happens rain or shine.
Yes, it
right?
does.
Because you're inside an awful lot of the time, and you've made all these plans, so you kind of have to go on. And also, I mean, Garden Week is different days in different places. So you guys try not to do it the same day as, say, Williamsburg or, you know, places within driving distances. So people can go to more than one of these events.
Absolutely. And in fact, we also have 2-day ticket prices where you can do Williamsburg on Tuesday and do Fort Monroe on Wednesday. So there are some incentives for seeing some other tours as well as just Fort Monroe.
And then there is Williamsburg, Fort Monroe, and Norfolk tour. So if you want to make a midweek excursion of it, you can do a 2-day tour or a 3-day tour.
Wouldn't that be fun?
And you need to go online to www.vagardenweek.org and order tickets for those combination.
That sounds like a lot
tours.
of fun.
Yes,
okay, now the date again is
Wednesday, April 27th.
Okay. And people should plan ahead and get those tickets in advance.
Yes.
All right, before we close, is there anything I have forgotten to ask you about that you guys want to add? You want to talk about the garden clubs in general and what you guys do with the money you raise? And
yes, that would be great. The Garden Club of Virginia, this is the state fundraising event, and the money from that goes to support public gardens as well as
now state parks,
which
is going to be a great incentive for.
And then there's 2 fellowships that are provided each year with the money. So all of the money from those garden tours go to the state for the benefit of the citizens of Virginia. So none of it is kept here. So yeah.
Okay. Is there anything else?
We just want you to come and enjoy the day with us. It's going to be lovely. You can't miss a day at Fort Monroe. It's really wonderful. So I think that right there is going to be a nice day.
I think it will too. And I think having Fort Monroe as the highlight, the centerpiece of the state tours will bring you guys more visitors that day, but will bring us in the city of Hampton and Fort Monroe visitors hopefully throughout the summer and fall, because it is a great place to visit.
And you can go to the restaurants. We're working with the Chamberlain dining room as well as Paradise Ocean Club, and we hope
And the Dead Rise.
and Dead
today.
Rise,
Yeah.
and then
And all our Phoebus restaurants.
Phoebus,
They're
sure.
wonderful.
So we hope that's a great day for everybody.
That sounds good. And great for the Hampton economy. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
I look forward to it. Thank you all.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching. I hope you've learned a little bit about Garden Week Tour and can come out to Fort Monroe and support the garden clubs. Thank you for watching.